speed.
You ready to?
Okay.
Willem, we've never met before, so first of all, let's get your name straight. It's Willem, W-I-L-L-E-M,
That's right.
not William.
No.
And I'm sure you spend 9/10 of your life explaining that to people.
Just lately.
Is Willem a family name?
No, it's actually a nickname. I was born William, but my father was William as well, and somehow it stuck.
Well,
If I had to do it over again, I'd be Bill, believe me, because people do have a problem with it.
What do your closest friends call you?
Will, Willie.
Okay. This film, Platoon, I knew before I saw it from things I'd heard that it was a really fantastic film, but it's even more extraordinary than I thought, and your performance is absolutely marvelous.
Thanks.
A departure for you because you're generally kind of the bad guy, and in this one you're a real sweet, compassionate man.
Right.
So as an actor, I'm sure you loved that.
I did. I mean, it was a conscious choice, to mix things up a little, play something different.
Is your character based on a real person?
Yes, it is. Someone that Oliver served with. But unlike some of the other characters, it's not someone that Oliver knew terrifically well, but he was someone that was very kind of charismatic, so Oliver really projected a lot onto him and thought about him.
What's his name, Elias?
Yes.
Do you have any idea what the real Elias thinks about this portrayal?
The real Elias, he's dead.
Ah.
He's dead. Not in the same way that Elias died in the film necessarily, but Oliver heard that he did die in combat under kind of shady circumstances. So there was some question of whether he had been fragged or not.
That, of course, is a very shocking thing to many people, and particularly civilians who have not had any close connection with it. Were you aware of that kind of thing?
Well, certainly in researching before, I was reading a lot of Vietnam, personal accounts, histories, that sort of thing. So I was aware of it from those books, and certainly you understand in an impossible, hellish situation like that, how when it's such a question of survival, if someone's in your way or if someone's messing up your idea of how to proceed, you got to do something about it, because then they become the enemy as well. I'm not saying that's all right, but you understand how that happens.
Do you think that has happened in other wars?
Certainly, I mean, as far as I know, history tells us it has.
At any time, Willem, when you were making the film, did you have thoughts about, what if I actually had been in this situation for real during Vietnam?
Certainly. I mean, I don't, out of respect to vets, I don't want to say that I really understand what war is like, but certainly we were imitating it enough that with your imagination, I could imagine what it would be like. And it's frankly quite scary, because I think I would have been a little bit like Elias, and I think I probably wouldn't have made it, because I felt very conflicted. I think I'd feel very conflicted about authority and orders and how to do things, what the priorities were.
What was a typical day like when you were shooting this film?
Well, we'd usually, most of them were day shoots. We'd get up in the dark, we'd take a bus to some location, we'd draw our gear, we'd draw our weapon from the armory, and we'd sit around in the jungle until we were ready to shoot. Sometimes you'd sit around all day. There was a lot of times where you'd be in the background, supporting something happening in the foreground. We really provided kind of atmosphere for scenes that we weren't in. It wasn't like we'd truck in some extras.
And it was arduous.
Yeah, Well, jungle is, pretty rough place. So physically it was uncomfortable.
Ever a day when you wished you had not taken the role?
No. There were days where I wish I had a day off, or I wish I could get dry, or I wish, I could, my foot would have a day to heal up or something like that.
Well, now that it's over, you can look back and be very proud of your work and of the picture. Willem, it was nice having this chance to talk with you. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
And again, congratulations on a just superior performance.
Thank you.
Thanks. Nice interview.
Keep rolling.
Okay.
Stand up for a
Yeah.
moment.
And cut me as widely as you can without giving away your background.
Okay.
Okay? Right.
You can look at me and stand.
Okay. It's still rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Was Elias a real person? What was a typical day like when you were shooting this film? Was there ever a time when you wished you were not in this film? Were you aware before you started making the picture about the conflicts among the men themselves? And now I'll just give you reactions. Okay, thank you.